Today is April 20th, 2023. Will you go on a little journey with me? A place where you were born naked in your beautiful flesh. And it's not cold. And it's not dangerous or threatening. A place where your birth and your aliveness gets to be experienced through your flesh. Your skin feels the air. Your porous skin drinks the air. You take in life not just with your eyes or sound or taste or smell, but you get to experience your birth and your connection to the earth through all of your senses. Your whole body exists and is allowed to connect with the earth and to life, the air and the wind and the fire and the water. The way animals do with their flesh. They don't wear shoes, they don't wear clothes. Their body naturally produces thicker fur when it's colder seasons, and then they shed during the warmer seasons. Their body is in tune with the seasons and the rhythms of life and nature. They are a part of nature. They are connected, plugged back in. The same is true for the trees and the stones and the plants. Can you imagine? Can you imagine being born to the earth before humans corrupted it? Could you imagine the earth being wild and natural and free, and you are born and birthed here, and you get to experience life raw and uncensored and naked, the way the natural world does? It can be hard to imagine because so often our imagination is even filled with the corruption. We instantly go to the suffering and the pain in those places where we've been victimized, where life and nature has been perverted, and I can't even say sexualized because that's also making our sexuality a sin. I don't even know if we know how to imagine or begin. You almost have to erase everything and start over from the beginning. To be a baby born and not hurried up and clothed and sheltered and told to remove parts of ourselves because of shame and even those places that have been abused and misused. I've been imagining a reconnection with my flesh and my body in a new way that doesn't hide it away, that lets it come out and play and experience the naked beauty of this earth. And I started to hear a song, and it's known to be like a Christian song, and it's called I Can Only Imagine what that day would be like. And would I stand in my glory, or would I fall to my knees? Would I sing hallelujah? Would I be able to speak at all? I can only imagine. When I can forever worship you. To stand in my glory. I went on a meditation where I met with my inner child. And it was just me as I am now and her. And we were naked. And I didn't want her to feel shame. I didn't want her to feel like she had to cover herself up or hide or I didn't want her to feel like she was making me uncomfortable. But what I wasn't expecting to happen was she didn't. It was all an adult mental projection from the places of wounding. She was completely natural and free. And she just looked at me. And she let me reclaim my purity and divinity and my innocence and my nakedness. To feel comfortable in our own skin. It's not a sin. It doesn't have to turn into something that it's not. And in this meditation, we just got to be natural and free. And we swam in the river and laughed, and we had picnic, and we laid on the grass and picked dandelions. There was nothing sexual about it. And yet, we were fully in our glory, fully in our power, fully in our bodies. Her allowed to be her, me allowed to be me. Nothing was taken away, nothing was stolen. So, I just invite you to imagine what that day would be like. When we could reclaim our sovereignty, our purity, our divinity, our holiness, our sanctity in our body. And I'm just encouraging a little bit of a contemplation or meditation I'm not encouraging us to all strip our clothes off and go run around outside, because I don't think our humanity is even ready for anything like that. There's still so much wounding. There's still so much corruption and perverted thinking. We have, like I said, it's almost like we'd have to imagine everything getting wiped clean. Everything we've ever been taught and known, everything we've experienced. To dissipate. And instead to imagine being born into a safe earthly plane that we can trust, and we can connect and trust our bodies and their movements. And not constantly live in fear of being threatened or taken advantage of, boundaries being crossed. I know it's a tough imagination, and I'm not exactly sure why this is where I'm at, but it is where I'm at. And it's a beautiful place. It's a place of cracking open and grieving and screaming, but also feeling that liberation of reclaiming. What have we done? What have we done? And if you feel like it, you could type in "I can only imagine" the song, and you can close your eyes and feel you meeting yourself naked, you connecting to the earth, and having that song play, and just not even making it be about Jesus, but just making it be about you. When you can imagine this, do you fall to your knees? Do you stand? Do you dance? Do you speak at all? Do you sing hallelujah? I will tell one more quick short story that it came through in another meditation, but a long time ago, probably over 15 years ago now. And it was many reoccurring visions of me bowing my head, and I was on my knees and my hands with my head to the earth. And I could feel that I was like at the feet of a beloved holy master. And it felt like it was Jesus. And I could never look up. And I could just feel my hands at the feet. And I just felt this unworthiness. I felt this unconditional love pouring from this eternal being of light, but I felt unworthy. Just to even be there in the presence at the feet was like almost too much. And this was happening in meditation for many years. I remember getting to the point where I could sit and just like face, and I could see the robe. And then I remember this being of light bringing me to my feet. I still couldn't look them in the face. And now I'm like standing before this being of light, unconditional love, and feeling more worthy, but still not fully worthy. And I don't know how long I stayed there for. It could be many more years, but at some point, probably close to 12 to 15 years ago, I remember a hand gently lifted my chin, and my eyes were closed, but my head was now raised, so that if I opened my eyes, I would see and pierce into the eyes of the face. And this unconditional love just lovingly guided me telepathically to know that I could open my eyes and I could be brave, and I could drink in and receive this love. And one day I opened my eyes, and it's like I dropped to my knees all over again, because everything about the whole experience, what I had been experiencing in these meditations for years, just got blown through, because it wasn't Jesus. It wasn't this holy divine master. It was me. I was shown that this whole time I've been at my own feet, and I've been afraid to stand and to walk with and be present and to look into the eyes of the beloved. And it was me the whole time. And it feels really connected to this, to own our birthright, to own our embodiment, our worthiness to be in these precious bodies that are deeply feeling and connected to the earth and all the elements. To reclaim our aliveness, to reclaim our existence, our belonging. So these are some contemplations that I'm experiencing that it feels very vulnerable and raw, but if it's resonating with me and it's connected to me, then maybe it connects to some of you out there as well. So, can you imagine what that day would be like? Sending all my love and blessings.